A very warm good afternoon to everybody. So here we are again, and soon we are going to start our today's briefing session. That is for the 30th of March. Only 2 days are left for this month, and then we have a start of the new month and a new quarter, right? So this last 2 days are quite important, and we'll see a lot of volatility, and even the geopolitical things are also uh, supporting the markets, right? A lot of things are happening right now. So without wasting time, we'll start the session. But before I start this sessions, those who have joined new, so just let me give you a brief that who am I and what will be the structure of this session for today. So my name is Anurag and I am the Senior Client Success and Learning Manager at BMN Capital. And I'm going to be your mentor and the one who is going to enlighten you throughout the journey and try to give you everything which will clear all the noises from the market so you can take a very quick and right decision at the right time. So how we gonna do? First, we will see the technical charts, discuss the technical summary, then we'll go to the economic calendar and try to see that what are the upcoming data events which will act as a catalytic data releases for today, which might change the market symmetry and in which direction. So we'll connect and understand everything, and then we'll design our trading plan for the day, and then we'll see the important geopolitical episodes or any event, right, which is right now developing and what are the outcomes of that if this thing happens. So we'll try to analyze it, what are the common scenarios which we can expect, and for each scenario how the market is going to react and how we are going to react on the market reaction, right? So let's start with the goal. So over here you can see into my chart that this is the gold H1 time frame, right? And you can see that we have identified a inverse head and shoulder, and you can see that there is a breakout of this neckline by the red line, right? And we have mentioned this on the last Friday that this is a trap area, right? So what and FOMO would create once the price tests the neckline resistance, and see we have a very strong candle, and then in the very next candle, right? This is my moving average. I use the average of 156, and see prices have given us a exhaustion, and then they have taken the corrections toward the downside, right? So we have a breakout, then we have a deep retest, and whenever we have a deep retest along with a market structure which is tilted, right? So it is tilted toward the right side, which means that the bullish momentum is not going to sustain for a very longer period of time, right? Now, if we see the current price over here, so prices have tried to go above it, but our moving average is also going downwards, and see the previous Friday's high is not been taken, right? Which is an indication that again the sellers have came into the picture, and soon we might see a reversal, right? But from where we need to take the decisions, above this high it's a clear buy, right? So above this high, clear buy. And if this candle closes like this only, right, which is a very small candle, and in the very next candle if the low is broken without any single thought, short positions will come into the price symmetry, and they will have their stop losses either above the high of this candle or above the high of this candle. So if whatever efforts institutions have made in pushing the prices upwards, right? So they have invested lot of things, right? Then they have designed the short call, and if sell come into the picture, high probability that after a breakout towards the downside, so this is the scenario number one, prices will go down because lot of liquidities, that means the stop losses are over there. Soon you'll see a spike into the prices, right? And whenever, see, this is 156, and if I place 200 and 100 also, so you can also go into your chart and just plot 100 moving average or and 200 moving average, and whenever prices are trading within the range of 100, in between the range of 200 and 100, prices tend to move sideways, right? In any of this script, right? Just go and any time frame, just place these two indicators, and you'll be surprised to see that every time whenever prices enters the range between the 200 and 100 EMA, SMA, whatever you want to use, sideways movement will be very high, right? And same is the case over here, right? So neither this high has been broken nor this low is broken. And prices are still trading within the range of this candle. That means they are in a form of designing a symmetrical triangle, right? That means squeezing, right? So the liquidity is contraction right now. So we need to see either we need a clear breakout above this, right? So this is the most important candle. Just after 22 minutes, new candle will be formed, right? Until the time we are into this briefing session only, and we'll see that how the market have reacted. If in the very next candle, if the high is broken, prices will go in the up direction. If the low is broken, prices will go in the uh, downside, right? So we'll see that now. Let's have a look. So this is more clear chart, right? So this is one chart and this is another chart, and over here I'll mark the Fibonacci expansion, right? By just taking this swing, right? So already Fibonacci extension 61.8 level have been tested, and this is the next level, right? So if prices go up, what would be the next resistance, right? So 4569 would be the next resistance, right? If prices go above it, right? And if prices get a U-turn and came below the Fibonacci extension of 61.8, which is 4511, selling is very aggressive, right? Selling will become very aggressive. And you can see that over here also, if I draw the trend line by connecting this and this low points, so I have a shoulder, I have a head, and this would be the next shoulder because the high has not been taken, right? So the probability that prices might come and test this trend line over here, right? I have drawn this trend line and this is the pattern. So yes, if there is a short side position, so prices would come at the level of this, right? Which is 4445. That means 4445, right? Now, whenever you mark a trend line, this is the end of the day, right? You just need to go to the properties and setting and place the period separator. So it will give you the start of the day and end of the day, because we are the intraday traders. We need to focus uh on just we need to focus within what happening within the day range, right? So, and whenever you draw any trend line, right? So whatever is the end point of that trend line, right, which is being overlapping on the next day dotted line, which is the next day start, just mark that area, right? So prices will come, it might not test the low, but yes, this area will act as a support, right? So that means you'll see the size of candle getting smaller when the prices reaches this level, and there will be exhaustion in the candle, which is an indication that yes, it will test, move sideways, and then give a breakout towards the downside or a reversal toward the upside, right? But this is the case which only going to happen if prices after 20 minutes break the low, right? This structure low, then we think of taking a sell call. If prices continue to upwards, then we'll take a buy call, right? So this will be my very conservative target. I'll book my 60 to 70% of profit into my buy over here, right? And for the rest of the position, I'll uh, revise my stop loss at my entry price. That means I have placed my stop loss at the entry price, and this would be my target, which is the Fibonacci extension level 61.8, right? So this is very optimistic target, but yes, I already booked the profit, right? And only 30% of my position is still there, right? And I booked the profit in 70%. That means still I am in 40% of profit, and this is the manage. We have managed the risk by revising the stop loss over here, right? And I can get a very good movement, right? And this level would be 4663, right? So this for gold. Now let's have a look on silver. So for silver, already it have given the breakout, right? So right now I have marked this gray area, right, which is a very right time to take the buy call, right? And see this two red lines, right? Prices are trading within the range of this, and this would be the potential next target area. And same kind of Fibonacci expansion I have marked over here, right? And this would be the next target area where I have given the gray arrow, right? And this would be the highest at 71.80. That means, yes, we can take a buy call right now, right? And it is not a financial advice. you can see that how I am analyzing the market, where I am placing my stop losses and why. Try to understand why in everything, right? So see, this high has been broken, a very strong momentum, short correction. The smaller the correction is, the stronger momentum we are going to expect, right? If the correction is very deep, that means the trend is getting weaker. So over here, you can see a very strong upside movement, right? From here, the momentum is getting weaker. Prices again came back down, but don't they haven't taken the low. Sorry for the disruption, guys. We've been just checking with the internet. Just give me a minute, just 60 seconds, and just I'm refreshing my routers, and we'll start the sessions again. So just stay connected. Just give me 60 seconds. That's it. Okay, I think now the issue has been resolved, and I hope my visuals are clear, right? So let's start where we have left. We've been discussing the silver chart. So let me shed. So this is the silver chart and see the strength is coming into the prices, right? But yes, we need to have patience for the next 12 minutes because after 12 minutes, this candle is going to get close, right? And if this high has been taken, that is the confirmation that the momentum toward the upside is going to sustain. So in that case, we need to take the buy call, keeping our stop losses below the low because this low of this candle is already been tested, right? Bears have tried their best to push the prices downwards, but see what happens. All of a sudden, in the last minutes, they have turned a red candle into the green candle, which is an indication that buyers are shouting that we are in control right now. So yes, we are towards the upside, and if silver is rising his heads towards the upside, same is the case going to happen with gold also. So just have a quick look. So see, still the gold high has not been taken. So after 11 minutes, we'll come back again and we'll see in which direction the market is going, right? Now comes to the most important asset class, which is the oil, right? And now everything is being impacted by the oil right now. Over here I have drawn the standard deviation channel, right? And see, you can see the prices are trading in that deviation channel, and this is a daily time frame. I have given the projection on a daily time frame, and I'll predicted this for last 4 5 days, right, of the previous week, that prices are going to go up and test the level of 98.44, right, which have already been tested, right? Even they have tested almost the 100.92 level. Now from here, if the war scenarios escalates, the next oil target, so this will be a long term target area, oil prices might go up to the level of 110 and 120 levels, right? And which is the extreme. And once this is being done, then the inflation is going to rise, and we'll see, instead of rate cut, we'll see news coming of hawkish tones. We'll see that means they are going to increase the interest rate. And if this is the case, a very big fall in gold and silver prices might come, right? And once they'll reach the fair value levels, then again gold and silver demand as a uh, hedge against inflation is going to spike, and people start taking buy, right? So over here, okay. Now this is the case for the oil. Now let's have a microscopic look on a smaller time frame. So for that, we'll see into the H1 time frame. Okay. Now see what happens, that we have given this arrow, you can see, right? The gray line. They have broken this standard deviation channel, right? And what is the beauty of standard deviation channel? I don't need to set the upper line and the bottom line of this channel, right? According to the price action, automatically they'll calculate the deviation and draw the line automatically, right? So if I revise it, right, and extend it to the current candle, so this is the current deviation, right? And see, prices have tried to go up, and then again they came back into the range of this zone, and right now they are moving sideways. So over here, let me remove this area and just give you this low point, right? So this is 98.03. This is the swing which have been made today. So right now there is news coming that Trump have tweeted that talks are going very well with the Iran, and soon we'll have a deal. If this kind of news will come, that means war scenario is not going to escalate, and everything is going to get settled. If this is the case, in that case, oil prices might fall, right? And for intraday traders, once this low is taken, that is a confirmation we can take the sell call towards the downside, keeping our stop losses above the high of this candle. Okay. So this high is 100. 98.07, right? And this low is 98.03, right? So you can take your entries from 98.97. So we'll have a equivalent 100 points or 200 points of SL, right? And this midpoint, this midline of this deviation channel would be your target area. Second thing, see this Bollinger Band, it is squeezing, right? So that means the volatility is very less. And whenever Bollinger Band are squeezing, after that they will give you a breakout, right? See over here. Bollinger Band are squeezing, then a sideways movement, and then the breakout, right? Same is the case over here. See, they are squeezing, right? They are getting smaller, right? Contracting, and then we have a very strong movement, right? Over here also the same case. So remember this thing. And in whichever direction the Bollinger Band mid band is pointing, high probability market is tend to go in that direction only. See over here, in this candle prices have taken the U-turn, right? And then they have pointed downwards. Till here we have the buy signals, we have strong buy candles, but still my Bollinger Band mid line is pointing downwards, right? Till the time it is not pointing upwards, it's not a clear direction. See, and that clear direction would come over here, right? When all my lines are heading upwards, see this and see this over here, right? So that will be the point which is very conservative but very calculative, from where you need to take the call, right? If you're very conservative. Otherwise, we have different other strategies through which we can mark or identify the bottoms or top of the market, right? It's not very hard. Second thing, if you see the CCI, so over here we have a small high formation and then the next high formation. So a lower high formation, which is a bearish divergence, right? Which is been working. But to have confirmation that this divergence is working, we need a close below the low of this candle, right? Once that candle closes, then you should take the entry. So that is the right strategy if you are trading divergence, right? Lot of people see divergence, but they don't know how to take the confirmations, right? So first the setup will appear, then the setup will confirm your entry. So you should have a confirmation rules into your strategy or into your system, right? So like over here, right? Take this examples, right? Or this is also not the perfect, right? See over here, right? We have this high point and see this RSI, right? High, high. Then we have a higher high and then we have a lower high formations, right? So this is the pivotal point, right? This is the pivotal point, and see, this is the pivotal point of the RSI, which has been broken at this candle, right? At this candle, right? But see, this candle have closed with a very strong body but failed to go below the low of this candle. So this is not the confirmation. Confirmation would come at this level, right? At this area in this candle, right? Now my RSI is also below this pivotal point and my prices are below also this pivotal point, right? So that is the candle from where we can think. So but prices doesn't continue towards the downside. That means the divergence have failed, and those who have taken the sell call, they have placed their stop losses above this level. So prices will go up, grab the liquidity or sweep the liquidity, and then they'll give the fall. Same kind of pattern you'll find again and again in all the scripts, whether it's gold, it's forex, right? It will work everywhere. So you know from where they are designing the trap, because we are not the only people who are know that how to trade the divergence. Everybody, even lot of bots have designed on the divergence. So whenever there is divergence, they take the entry and they'll place their stop losses just below the divergence pivot levels, right? If it is towards the high side or low side, it doesn't matter, right? Whatever is the swing point. See over here, right? We have the low point, right? And then we have a low point over here, right? And this is the pivotal level, right? Now see what happens over here, right? This high has been broken at this candle and this high has been broken at this candle, right? So this is the confirmation. And see, from here, if I take the buy call, nothing happens, right? So prices continued upward, and see, this stop loss has not been taken. So this is the style through which you can mark the footprints. You can see the footprints of the institution. So from here, the buyers would get the confirmations. After that, they have given chance to sellers, right? So this is a rule of thumb of mine. whenever there is any kind of system which I'm using and it is giving me any signals, right? Suppose I'm getting a buy signal. In the very next candle, they'll give chance to the opposite party. That is the sellers, right? So they have given the chance. Fail to go below the low. Sellers have exhausted. Now buyers will come again and show their power, and they have shown their power, breach the high, right? This is the confirmation that now I can take my buy call and place my stop losses below this zone, which is very safe. And see, you can catch a very good movement. Even prices have fallen over here also, right? But see, they have not taken the low, and that is the mistake which lot of people do, right? They don't have that understanding from where you need to create your buy, right? And it's a very good buy, but for that you need to watch this price analysis, right? And if you're trading totally on divergence, just follow divergence, don't mix anything, right? In my briefing session I used to discuss different things, so you'll have taste of everything and then you'll decide that what kind of trader you want to become, right? Whether you like alloyed phase, you like channels, you like Bollinger Band, you like divergence, right? So you can design your system, design your rules, and then take trades. At least for 90 days, stick with the same rules, right? Then that system will give you the flaws which they have, right? That you need more confirmation at the time of entry. You need something else for deciding the stop losses. So we can use ATR or other indicators, right? But first, you need to design the skeleton of your system. Then it will tell you that whether you need to make more bicep strongs or your leg strongs, right? So that will be decided. So that is the analysis, right? The low is broken, then we think of taking a sell call. If it is not broken, then again it will move sideways, right? So above the high, it is a buy, and below the low it is a sell, right? Till the time this is the range in which the prices is going to trade, right? So the high is 100.92 and the low is 98.03. So within this range there is no clear direction in H1, and it's better that you should trade once the breakout is going to happen, right? And for every breakout, first we have a strong candle either towards the buy side or sell side, then a retest. That means we have given the chance to the opposite party to show their strength. They will fail, and again, if they continue, that is the time when we need to create our positions, right? So our entries will be perfect, and instead of uh, holding our loss-making positions, right, and exiting from the profit positions, this problem is going to get sorted if you plan your entries perfectly. Now, let's have a quick look on the natural gas. So this is the natural gas chart, right? And still it is moving sideways. This zone is very important, right? Prices have gone down given the break by the close. They have retested it. Now this low point. Below this low point, prices will go down. And for energy prices to go down, we need peace in the Middle East, right? So if any news coming which is showing that the peace is coming in the Middle East, it is the time that you should short the energy. That means the UK oil, US oil, that means Brent oil, and the natural gas. Now, we'll move to the next segment, that is the Forex. So, over here, the GBP USD. Again, I have used the standard deviation channel, right? And the standard deviation I've taken of 1. Now, see, in this channel, prices are falling, right? This is a very important zone which has been broken. See, this. Then uh, buyers have given the chance. They try to push the prices but failed to give me the close above the high of this candle. And then again, they have continued to go down. So I don't think that I need to explain this and in which direction we need to take the trade, right? Once this low is broken, you can take the sell call, and this would be your safe stop losses. Second thing, which is very important, if you connect this higher highs, right, this higher lows over here, see this red line, right, which is being respected perfectly by the market. Prices have broken it, then again came back up, retested it. We have a swing point, and then again prices are going downwards. Strong sell signal, right? Let me make it more small so you can see. Over here, I have marked the Fibonacci levels, right? Or you can see this pivotal levels also, right? So you can mark your order blocks, your fair value gaps, and that will be your potential target areas, right? Which you can take over here, right? Now let's have a look on the Euro USD. So same is the case with Euro USD. Over here, this is the last selling candle, which is the order block, right? Which have been tested. Prices try to go up, then again they have fall down. Second thing, see this arrow. We have a lower high formations, but in RSI, we have high and a higher high. This is called the hidden bearish divergence. That means buyers have pushed so much and they have given so much strength that the RSI, which is the strength indicator, strength is been rising, right? But see, the price action is not aligning with the strength which have shown by the RSI, right? That means just to push the prices from this low to this high, buyers have given so much strength which is not in comparison with this swing which they have made over here, right? So they have to put lot of effort to push the prices, and when the buyers have to put lot of efforts, it is an indication that the sellers are very aggressive or very powerful, right? And see, prices have fall down, right? So this swing point, which is 1.1521, about this we can think of taking a buy call. But if this not happens and the low is broken without a single thought, take the sell call. Second thing, see, I marked the Fibonacci extensions and see I have drawn a red line at the low of this candle, and both my Fibonacci extensions and this lines are overlapping. When two things are overlapping each other, that area will act as a strong support or resistance area. And when any strong area has been broken, a very long term trend is going to be there, right? So we need to wait. And if prices break this low, right? So we think of taking a sell call. And if they fail to make a low, that means they made a candle, but there is exhaustion in the candle, and candle again came back into this gray zone and give us a close. So chances of reversal is very high, right? And soon you will see that over here we have lower low formations, but in the RSI we have a lower high formation. That means a classic bullish divergence. So this might be a trap. So but when this kind of divergence are happening, that is telling us that the price action and the indicators are not in sync. Something is fishious. That is the time you have to watch the price action or the price behavior, because from here only you'll find a very good trading opportunity, and you can judge that in which direction the market is going to go and how to take advantage of that, and you can have a very good risk to reward of calls, right? And that is the reason we are going for very high risk to reward. You need to follow this kind of systems, but the number of signals would be very less, but your accuracy would be very good and you can make very good profit, right? And you can use such kind of strategy when you have stuck positions or you have booked your losses. So for the loss recovery plan, this kind of strategy is going to work very good. Okay. Now let's have a quick look on the dollar pairs also. So we'll see USD CHF, USD CAD and USD JPY. Then we move into the indices and crypto. So let's have a look on the USD CHF. See over here, this high has been broken, right? And because see, this is a very strong buyer at the start of the week, right? These two dotted lines represent the start of the week. That is and this is the Sunday candle. If you mark, if I take the daily time frame, so this will be the Sunday candle, and from this dotted line, the Monday has been started. Now see, this buyer is so strong that prices have tried to go down. See the size of candle. That means a very fast car is coming, but all of a sudden they want to take the U-turn. So the speed is getting slower, right? Because they want to take a U-turn, right? They can't take a U-turn in a very fast speed. See the candle. This is called the momentum is getting slower. So momentum is getting slower. They have not taken the low, and then again we have a strong candle with the pin bar, right? And three consecutive green candles, right? And prices needs lot of effort to break three consecutive losses. See over here, three consecutive green candles, that means three white soldiers. And see in the very next candle what happens. We need this kind of price movement to break such kind of patterns, and same kind of pattern we have over here, right? So although this is my personal trade, right, it is not a financial advice, I have taken the buy call keeping my stop losses below the low of this candle, and this is my live trading account, right? See, I've taken this trade. Okay. And if I draw the trend line, right, see this 4 hour over here, right? So I've connected this swing point, right? Let me make it to daily. See, this is the pennant pattern which have been formed, which is a bearish pennant pattern. See, if you identify the market structure correctly, nobody can stop you making money from the market. See, we have identified the market structure correctly. That is a pennant or a symmetrical triangle. Prices have given a breakout with very good momentum candles, right? Then again retested it. Once the retest is done, see what happens. They have broken this high and see prices are going upwards. That is the reason I've taken the buy call, right? But yes, my confidence is going to get loose and I'll book my profit where once this high has been tested. If there is a small size of candles is been forming, first time the fear will come into my mind, and whenever you feel the fear for the first time, that is the time you should book your 60 to 70% of your profitable positions and leave rest of it, right? By revising the stop loss at entry price and leave it, forget it, right? If your analysis is correct, you'll get a very good profit. Otherwise, already we have booked the profit, right? Partial profit. So that would be the approach which you need to follow, right? So this is USD CHF. Now let's have a look on the USD CAD. Again, USD CAD is also getting very stronger, right? And continuously they are making a very swing. And again, three white soldiers, three green candles. So either we need a very strong red candles to give us a close below the low of this, then we change our biasness. Otherwise, we are towards the buy side. Now for the USD JPY. See over here also we have identified the structures. We have marked the projections toward the upside break also, right? Now prices have breaked it, coming back for a retest, right? So if you are a viewer of this session, you are not going to take the sell call. Why? Because you know that this is the apex of the triangle, which will act as a strong resistance area. Prices are coming back to retest it. Once the retest is done, either the price will go above or will continue to downwards, right? So if you find a rebounds in prices, that is the time you can create your buy call. And if candle successfully give you a close below 159.28, then you can take the sell call, okay, towards the downside. Second thing, above 160 level, the Bank of Japan, I've shared the news in the BMC premium group also. Bank of Japan is watching the speculative moves in the forex market, and if they want to control the exchange rate of their currency, they intervene the market, right? So if lot of demand is coming, they will give the supply, right, into the market and push the prices downwards. If they want their currency to be weaker, so they might push the prices upwards, right? So this is going to happen after once we cross the 160 levels, right? So above 160 any time, right, a very strong fall might come. Okay, so remember this. So although right now the prices are coming, see this is a small candle which is Sunday's candle and this is Monday's candle, right? So let the price come over here, right? And over here once the prices reaches, and if today we'll have a close below the low of this candle, which is Friday's candle, which is an indication that the momentum has been changed and prices might go upwards. But if you see the exhaustion, then the chances of a reversal or a continuation toward the upside is high. Now, the second last segment, that is the indices, right? So for here, we take the first Wall Street 30, see our projected areas, right? We have given that there will be a fall into the prices. Now, because lot of news which are very relaxing for the market is coming, especially for from the Middle East episode, right? And that is the reason after the gap down opening, we see a very good momentum in the prices toward the upside. Okay. So this is the Asian session buying, and whenever in Asian session, if any kind of buying is happening, right, it is an indication that something big or something very good is happening, especially in case of buying. If it is selling, that means something bad is going to happen, because majority of hedge funds or the big institutions have their trading desks sitting in Shanghai, Hong Kong, Tokyo, right? And this is the time when majority of traders are sleeping. Only the bots and the professional traders are active. So what they are doing, you have to market. So there is chances that prices might take a correction. For that you can use the Fibonacci retracement, and if again they'll continue upwards, you can take the buy call and start the notification of the BMC Insight and BMC Premium, right? So you'll find if any kind of news which is very positive for the market is there, that is the confirmation we can take the buy call, right? Apart from this, I also want to discuss the UK 100 index, right? Because over here I find a very good opportunity. Prices have broken this trend line. Then again, they are continuing downwards with very good momentum towards the downside, right? So let me draw the trend line first, right? So this is the trend line. Prices went down, they tried to go up, and right now they have made a bullish engulfing pattern, right? And high probability that this is not going to sustain, right? Prices will move. That means on Tuesday we'll see a candle which is being testing this level. That means they are in a time correction, and then again there will be a sharp reversal into the prices, right? Only thing which can change this symmetry and we can have a start of a new uptrend, that is the development which is coming from the Middle East. If everything is positive, we are having peace, then UK 100 will start moving upwards, right? Because UK is going to react firstly when there's something happening related to energy, right? They are facing, Europe and UK both are facing the energy crisis, right? And they are looking to the Middle East issue, right? So we'll see the reaction from here. Now in the last, which is the cryptocurrency segment. So for here we'll see the BTC USD. Now over here we have marked this area, see this zone which have been broken. We have a swing point which also have been broken. Now I'm removing all the arrows, right? Because these are not important. The only thing which is important right now is the this low, right? This low which have been broken by this candle. Now the retest is being done, right? Now, what's next? Because to have buyers and to be a buyer, we need prices to came back above the high of this candle. Then only we'll think of taking a buy call. But if you see the price symmetry, prices break this, retested it, and the retest is still doing, right? So high probability prices might face a rejections and go down, right? So below the low of this candle, if prices came back again below the low of this candle, which is 65,514, then we think of taking a sell call. And if this is being extended, that means we have a drop, then we have a base, and then we have a start of a rally or a drop, right? So let this base be completed, watch this continuously, keep this Bitcoin into your watch list and see that how many candles, either 3, 5 and 7, right? Majority of time in the consolidation, either they'll have 3 days, 5 days or 7 days of consolidation, and after that we'll have a very good breakout, right? And this consolidation will tell us, so in the upcoming session we'll discuss this thing only, that if you have identified a consolidation correctly, and how to know that in which directions you are going to have a breakout, right? So we'll discuss tomorrow this thing. Okay. So till the time there is no clear direction on the daily time frame, but let's have a look on the H1 time frame. So over here, consolidation, then prices started upwards and see lot of imbalances. That means the fair value gap, which will push the prices downwards. Now see, prices try to go up, taken a small correction, which is very good, which is telling us that this trend is healthy right now. Now again, buyers have tried to push the upwards, and all of a sudden, what happens? Lot of supply have came and they have made a very small swing, right? So if next two candles are below the high of this candle, again we have a fractal point. That means two very nearby consecutive swing points have been formed, which is an indication that prices might fall down, right? So mark this area, and the breakout of this area, if prices continue to go upwards, take the buy call for intraday trading. And if the low is broken, then we might think of taking the sell call, right? So that's all for my side related to the technical part. Now in the last, we'll discuss that what are the upcoming pending datas are there, right? Which we need to have focus. So let me share my screen. Just give me a minute. Okay, just a minute. Yes. So see over here. So this is the trading economics. I like the economic calendar of trading economics, right? Because they provide lot of very good informations, right? So just let me refresh it. Okay, so these are the news. See again, the oil prices news is coming, right? Apart from this, we don't have any specific or any good news which is coming. Now we need to see the calendar for today. So this is the calendar. In the starting, Bank of Japan summary of opinions have been given, and we have analyzed it. And I shared a very small image with the crux of this summary into the BMC premium, right? So you can go over there and you'll have that what this summary is telling us, right? So I've given you the crux that above 60, Bank of Japan will going to get active. Now, these are also the important data which are coming from the GBP, and that is the reason we have discussed the GBP, right? And over here, we have seen a lot of things, right? And that is the reason still there is weakness into the chart, right? Same is the case with the Europe, right? So we have seen the data. Now let's come on to the data which are still pending to be released. So this South African T-bill auction data is very important, right? So we need to have a keen eye on this, right? This will have an impact on gold prices, right? Not very much, but it will going to impact, and it will tell us that how this economy is performing, right? If a lot of people are investing into the bonds of South Africa, that means in this month or maybe in the upcoming month, those countries central banks are going to have deal with South Africa to buy gold or other minerals. Now come to the US session, right? So just before the US session, we have the inflation rate data for the Germany, which is going to impact the Euro USD and the indices, okay, which is the DEX 30 or DEX 40. Then at 6:50, we have the New York Fed bill purchase, right? That means this is very important, right? Previously it was 8 billion, right now it is 6.72 billion. That means they are reducing their buying back program. That means whatever bills have been auctioned, right? Government is buying back those bonds to settle their balance sheet and show less debt, because US is facing with debt and US is earning through high oil prices also. That is the reason US wants this war to escalate, right? Because right now they are in control of oil and they are selling oil to those countries on which they have put the tariffs. Second thing, because of tariff also they are getting lot of revenues, and that is the reason New York bank is continuously buying back their bonds, right? That means debt is waving off. So this is very important, which we need to see, right? And if this is being continued, right, it is an indication that dollar is going to get stronger, US economy is getting stronger. Now moving on to the next data, that is the Fed Chair Powell speech. So we'll see all the speeches, right? We watch the speeches and analyze it, that how many times he used the word inflation, what kind of hints they have given. You'll find everything on our social media communities, right? Then we have the short term bill auctions, right? Same bill auctions which they are buying, and these are the fresh bills, right? So if they have increased their interest rate, which they have already done, right, in the previous releases, if they increase, that means in shorter period of time US need funds. And if lot of people have participated in these auctions, that means majority of central banks are the buyers of these T-bills, and they still have faith in the US economy, right? And if they are spending, that means it's a very bad news for Iran. And US is still getting very stronger. So we need to see. So these are the data. So after 8 and 9, this is the most turbulence time, and you'll see the reversal, right? So if there is buying is happening in the European session, it is going to continue in the US session also till this data release. When this data is out, this speech is out, you might see the reversal into the prices. So how to use this? Simple. If you are in profit, get out of the market before the release of this data. If you are in loss, it's better to book the loss and wait for the new trading opportunity. So that's all for my side. I've tried to explain everything in a very layman term, and I hope you get the exact same thing which I want to convey to you, right? Because of this briefing session, and we have short time remaining, so I can't take the questions, but this is a recorded sessions. My star mentor Anurag is my YouTube channel. Over there, you'll have this video. In whichever section, if you have doubt, you can ask your question into the comment sections. I'll give you the answers. Apart from this, those who are the existing clients, they'll have the opportunity to connect with me on one-on-one sessions. Also, you just need to connect your relationship manager and book the slot, and I'll be more than happy to guide you and preserving your capital. So that's all for my side. This side, Anurag. I hope you have enjoyed this sessions, and I done my best to do the value addition into your life, right? And whatever we have discussed will help you in taking the right trading decisions. So thank you from my side for attending this sessions, and we'll meet again tomorrow. Till the time, have a great trading day ahead. Bye bye. I request all of you to leave the Zoom meet room. Thank you.